Alright, good afternoon guys. This is our last flipped video for our area and perimeter unit. The last topic that we're going to talk about is how to find the missing side of a rectangle when you are given the measurement of one side and its perimeter. So last night you worked on finding the missing side when area is given, which is pretty easy. This is also not too difficult, but a little bit an extra step involved when you're given its perimeter. So let's take a look. And you know what I'm going to say next, and this is the last time you'll have to hear me say it, but just a review. Area is the measurement of the space inside a shape, all of the surface inside. And perimeter, rim, is the outside edge. And we use multiplication to solve area and addition to solve perimeter. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some problems. Now, I do want you to write one practice problem in your notes. So go ahead and pause me and write this scenario down. You've got a perimeter of 24 feet. You have a length of 9 feet, and you are looking to solve the width of this rectangle. Okay, now that you have that written down, we are going to start the same way that we started with area. We're going to take a look at the formula for perimeter. So you remember that perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. So all you're doing is adding up the outside four sides. So what I'm going to do is exactly what I did last night. I'm going to substitute the information that I know into the number sentence. So I've got a total perimeter of 24 feet, so I'm going to substitute out my P for 24. And I know that my length is 9, so I'm going to substitute my L's for my 9s. Okay, and when I do that, I've got 24 equals 9 plus some number plus 9 plus some number. So what I'm going to want you to do is take what you know, and we know 9 plus 9 is 18, and subtract it from the total perimeter. And you will find that you have 6 left over. Now, here's a common mistake that students make. They think that the width is 6. And if I were to do that, if I were going to make the width 6, what would happen is if I checked my answer, 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 9 plus 6 would be 30. 6 is too big to be my perimeter. This is the step that most students forget. 6 is the total of both widths already added together. So what I have to do to find my width is actually divide this number by 2. And if I divide 6 by 2, I end up with 3. So my width is actually 3. And the way that I could check that is say perimeter equals 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3. The way that this works is when I subtracted my 18, what I have left over, the 6, is telling me that that is both of my widths added together. And I have to always divide by 2 to get a single side, not both sides added together. Let's take a look at another one. So here I have perimeter is 30 feet and width is 7 feet. So I'm looking to solve length. So again, I'm going to substitute in what I know. Perimeter is 30, and I'm looking for length, so I'm going to leave the variable right now. So length plus 7 plus length plus 7 is perimeter. So if I add 7 and 7 is 14. 30 minus 14 is 16. Now, my length can't be 16 because if I go back through and add 16 plus 7 plus 16 plus 7, my perimeter would not be 30. I have to divide 16 by 2. 16 is the total of both lengths added together. So when I divide this by 2, I get a length of 8 feet. And I always recommend that you check your answer. So if I add 8 plus 7, that's 15. Plus another 8 plus 7, that would give me a perimeter of 30. So I know that 8 feet is the correct answer. All right, let's take a look at one more. Perimeter is 28 feet, length is 6 feet. So I'm going to substitute in, I know perimeter is 28 and length is 6. I don't know width. Length is 6 and I don't know width. So 28 equals 6 plus some number plus 6 plus some number. So I'm going to add my 6's together. 6 plus 6 is 12. I'm going to subtract that from what I already know. And 28 minus 12 is again 16. And so I have to divide this by 2 to get one side. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. This side is 8 feet. And if I were to check my answer, I've got 8 feet plus 6 feet is 14, plus 8 plus 6 is 28 feet. Now, for those of you who totally get this and are looking for a shortcut, another way I think about it is 2 sides, one length and one width, are equal to half of my perimeter. So I think in my head, okay, 2 sides need to add up to 14, and I know that 8 plus 6 is 14. So that's a little shortcut to be able to figure it out in your head. For those of you who aren't totally comfortable with that, get in the habit of writing out the formula, writing down what you know, subtracting, and dividing what you have left over by 2 to get the measurement for one side.